Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm happy to have you. So my previous subscribers, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video in particular, we're going to be talking about and discussing the partial solar eclipse that is going to be occurring March 29th, 2025. I don't know when this specific video is going to come out, but today, as of when I am recording this video, it is Thursday, March 27th at 1:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as of when I'm recording this specific video, but you will see it later than when I record it. So what's really interesting is if you go back into my community page, I did some astrology and then also inputted my psychic challenge and intuition as I was typing them into those predictions. And you will see that basically here was posted 2 weeks ago on March 9th, 2025 at 9:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Key dates to look out for. We've been kind of referencing it throughout the channel since it's been uploaded. And well, we are getting down to the wire now to the partial solar eclipse, which signifies major changes. So the major change that I see on the 29th is going to occur within Canada. So this video is going to be dedicated not only to the Canadian, but also to my Americans and global people. We're just going to kind of see what the general energy is for March 29th, 2025, and kind of see if we can get more information out of this, but there's going to be some sort of focus on Canada because I want to find out what the heck did I mean when I said that, and hopefully we'll be able to get some clarity on that as well. Alright, so let's go ahead, let's begin. This video is just for entertainment purposes only and for educational purposes only as well. If you want to help out the channel grow in some formality or some capacity, you can do so by engaging with the content by liking, subscribing, hitting the bell icon, or even better yet, just letting me know in the comment section below or watching this video longer than normal. Now, this video is just for entertainment purposes only, so anything I do or say in this video is just for likes only. And let's go ahead and do that. Now, if you have been noticing that YouTube has not been actively notifying you when I do post and upload, don't worry, I have a solution. You can follow my Blue Sky account or my Facebook group in the description or in the comment section below if you are interested. Alright, so let's go ahead, let's begin, let's see what's going on here. I'm in a poll to the landscape. So let's take a look at the landscape. Let's see what's going on this day in particular and see what's happening. Normally this day is going to be a very big day because it signifies massive changes for the collective, and that massive change that comes with this partial solar eclipse will say into our astrology and collective energy up until 2039. So it's going to be a very big shift that's occurring. So major changes coming. And then the day after, on March 30th, we will have more changes coming, and that one's going to be a lot more drastic because the last time we had that type of change when Neptune entered Aries, the last time it happened was the day prior the Civil War in the United States started. Well, they started the day after Neptune went into Aries. But anyway, besides the point. So you can kind of see it's a very big thing. Then we're in the year of the Chinese snake, we're in the years of Aquarius now, all these things, massive changes. It's the year of change. So expect that. This is a very gorgeous deck. So this is really going to help us to understand what is the landscape. So Spirit Angels, tell me about the landscape of March 29th, 2025. What is going to be going on? What is the energy surrounding all this with this partial solar eclipse on March 29th, 2025? What are some major changes that are happening? And then we'll take a look toward the end of the video at Canada. The Knight of Pentacles, the First Cup, the Six of Cups, the Five of Cups, with the Four of Cups. Interesting, there's a lot of cups here. And here you have the King of Cups. Love this beautiful deck. The King of Cups, the octopus, a highly intelligent species. Then we have here, the top of the deck reverse, is the Four of Wands. The grassland, anything but grassy. But what's in the background here? You see cows, but it's Taurus. Taurus, the cows are Taurus. Interesting. You have the elephant here, which symbolizes luck, and it's facing the right side. Let me see. When an elephant trunk faces a certain way, there's a different meaning. So let's go find out what that meaning is. Elephant facing the right. Okay, so an elephant facing the right side symbolizes protection and warding off a negative energy, while an elephant facing away from a door or an entrance is believed to bring luck and prosperity into homes. So it is facing something, it's facing to the right. In some cultures, elephants are seen as a symbol of good luck, power, and wisdom and fertility. Placing an elephant statue facing towards the door or entrance is believed to protect the house from negative energy. The elephant trunk pointing upwards is also considered lucky and can bring wealth and fortune. So it's obviously facing down the trunk, which is very interesting, but it's going towards the water. But it also symbolizes a reflection point. This is who we are, but this is what we will become. We are living in this reflection right now, but eventually this illusion, this reflection is starting to fade away as as the sun goes into the night. And the only thing that will be remaining is what is solid, not is what is reflected. So what is coming into March 29, 2025 is the understanding of the idea of reflection is coming towards an end, and the day of understanding that we are solid and still standing without seeing our own reflection is more in line with who we are going to become, who we are going to enter into, and who we are going to be like. Right? The next card that comes in is the One of Cups. Eventually, you see this reflection, but you don't see the elephant anymore. You just see the cloud, the sky. When you see this cloud making little shadows, but there is pockets of brightness. What is it saying here? That they're saying that there is going to be some dark things ahead for the next couple of decades, a couple of years, whatever. Because it's going to last up until 2039. But the first card is saying that despite all this, it's going to be bad and good, but you just got to learn to look for the good, because the only thing that's reflected is the good side, right? Just to learn to appreciate all of it. Learn to appreciate it, because remember, when you go outside and you see these type of skies and clouds, they make a very beautiful formation. Gorgeous. You even go out there and you probably take a photo of it, and you probably don't realize this is the formation it's talking about. That sometimes you just got to take a step back and just allow yourself to admire the beauty. Allow the clouds to pass and just take pictures of what's in the moment. The next card here is we have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is very interesting because we have the honeycomb on the top, then we have a whole bunch of pumpkins, and we have a little package here. But there's no one here. There's no human or nothing. But you kind of see a brick wall, and the brick wall is kind of being rebuilt or is being broken down, depending on your perspective. In this aspect here, I'm seeing simultaneously both. There are walls that are being put up, walls that are being built up, but then there's also walls that's being torn down. So there's that mix of, if you will. There's also that swinging back and forth. We're going to have a lot of swinging back and forth of energy, so there's going to be a lot of indecisiveness that we're going to be expecting over the next course of years. Here we have the Five of Cups, right? The little mouse. You see the first animal in the wild, right? The little mouse grabbing a little bit of water. And you see this lot of grassland, right? It's very peaceful, it's very quiet. But it is saying here that the landscape is telling us that things that are quiet, just learn to listen closely because you will hear the mouse squeaking. But that's where you find the information you need. Even when things are peaceful, and you may not see the mouse, that doesn't mean it's not there. You just got to learn to listen for it. It's always talking to you. There are words even spoken in silence. And the last card here is we have another animal. We have the crane. Again, the sun has risen back up. We started at the first reading with seeing a reflection with the sun going down. Towards the end, we have the sun coming back up, sun on the horizon, and once again, we will see a new reflection. We enter into leaving our lives as an elephant, right? Leaving this of who we are. We were represented this last couple of years or decades, whatever, as the elephant, with the reflection, with the sun going into the darkness. After a while, this is symbolizing that the darkness is coming towards the end and the light is starting to shine out, because towards the end, we start to see the sun start to go back up in the horizon again. And you see the crane, and this crane is flying into the distance. We are no longer an elephant. We can now fly over the horizon. We'll fly over the water to get to where we gotta go. So we are flying. So the future is air. The future is air. which makes sense because it's Aries. We're going into Aries starting the next day on March 30th. So it makes a lot of sense that the future is air, where the past is water. Water and earth. It's air and water. Air and motion. What can you do when you travel that makes you feel very lighted? So that's what I'm getting. This is the energy of March 29th and the partial solar eclipse. This is the landscape that's changing. We're entering into this phase now. This is where we're going to be. This is toward the end of the phase. This is going to be kind of toward 2039, but we might see glimpses of this throughout each year. This kind of continuous cycle as we start to break the old habit and enter in new habits. But this is the landscape here, right? So now let's go ahead and let's take a look at that. Let's go ahead and let's look at it from a world perspective. So what would be a good way to look at it from a world perspective is the astrology alignment deck. So when you guys engage with the content, you're able to allow me to be able to not only buy the tarot landscape deck, but also help me buy things like these type of decks. So to be able to help us hone in on more information that we need to be able to really get into the nitty-gritty of everyday life and what we need to know. So let's go ahead and let's take a look and find out, okay, so what are we going to be expecting March 30th? I mean March 29th, excuse me, in terms of the astrology in the world globally. What is going on globally, Spirit? What is going on globally? We have here the Gemini, right? We have here multifaceted, balance, and curiosity. That is coming towards an end, and it falls right underneath the Six of Cups. That's building, that's what that wall is degrading. It's that multifaceted, that balance, that curiosity is coming towards an end, right? What's also ending is Jupiter, which is optimism, growth, and opportunity. 24, right? This is the last year that it was in full effect. It's 2024 election, right? The 2024 year. It's coming towards an end as well. So Jupiter is also coming towards that end. Right? That is what's ending. That's what that wall is building. It's degrading. But what is also coming around globally, Spirit, that is building? What is being built after this partial solar eclipse for the world globally? What is coming to fruition? What is coming into our existence? We have love, eroticism, desire, sex, who we are as an individual. What do we are the most? What represents us as humans? Anything else, Spirit? For globally, what is also going to be represented by this March 29, 2025 energy? What is going to be represented here, Spirit? We have these two cards here. We have supermoon, luminosity, intimacy, hyper-awareness. We are shifting, we are changing, we are becoming more of the light. Which is very good because this is what it's saying. It's saying that we are going to the light. This is the intimacy, this is the hyper-awareness. People are becoming more awake. And here is the 12th house of Pisces, which means karma, shadow, and secrets. Things start to get revealed, the illumination of that. What gets revealed? A lot of things that's been kept from the prior to the partial solar eclipse. So that is what's going on globally in the world. Now, what is the two key takeaways that we need to know about what is going on in our world? Well, let's take a look. We have here, heading in the future, we have here family, roots, and foundation, the 4th house of Cancer. Family, roots, and foundation. This is countries with foundation, so countries that are cancer related. So the United States is a cancer country. So it will be focused around its roots, its founding, and who it represented as its own individuality. What is its values? So many countries now will start to undergo its own values, realizing and honing in on what are my values. That is something that's coming in the future. That is the takeaway here. What is also the takeaway? I feel like this is headed in the past. We have here, no, it's already here. It's coming at the next solstice, whenever the spring solstice comes. Here we have focus, transition, amplification. So that's something that's coming in. So astrology is going to start playing a major role as we start to enter this partial solar eclipse. Let's go ahead and let's take a look and see when the solstice is coming in. So let's see when the spring solstice is. Spring solstice. How do you spell that? Okay. Yeah, so the spring solstice actually already started. It started March 21st for the summer, for the spring. Let me look at the summer. So it's going to come at the next solstice, which is going to be Friday, June 20th. So that makes a lot more sense. So this is towards the end. This is kind of like us leaving. This is kind of March going out of into springtime. We start to hit here. So we don't really understand the effect of March 29 until sometime around May. And here we have, as we get into June, what is represented here, the family roots and foundation, we have here the solstice, which is focus, transition, amplification. The energy starts to get amplified around June 20th. So that's what I'm getting. I'm not really seeing anything else in terms of globally. Let's just take a quick look and take a sneak peek at what is going on in terms of Canada, because that was in my thing. And then we are going to do a separate video for March 30th, which is going to be an entirely different video that needs its own attention. So Spirit Angel, tell me about Canada. What is going on in Canada right now? We have the Seven of Swords, the Capricorn reverse. We have here resistance. And we have the world upside down. There's something going on in Canada that has to do with politics, specifically. I don't know anything about Canada really too much. So I'm reading it from an unbiased standpoint. I don't really read anything from a biased standpoint, but I'm just saying from a perspective that I really don't know anything about politics in Canada. So I'm going to slip up or I'm going to make mistakes because I don't understand how to interpret it in a correct manner, but I will do my best. And if you want to clarify me in the comment section below. I would greatly appreciate that. Okay, so here we have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords, we know that there's no two females here, but it is coming in as, whatever the U.S. does, Canada's watching. So that's what I'm getting here, is that it's coming towards the end. The Canadians in particularly, they see something changing. There's something changing within Canada and the U.S. relations around that time, right? March 29th. Here we also have Capricorn, the 40th. War, right? Preparedness for war. I think really the energy is telling me here that Canada is making a plan for a what-if scenario if the United States decides to seize or try to take over Canada. What would be the proper protocol and how would that go about? So that's what they're doing. This is around a time, this is not something that's going to be shown publicly, but Canada's going to start drafting a plan for what happened and they start reaching out to people and say, hey, listen, if you're attacked, will you defend us? That's essentially the energy of Capricorn here. We also have here, the Canadians are going to be more robust when it comes to the resistance. So they're going to play a very big role in the resistance with the 8 of Wands. So they're going to be front and center here around this day. But also I feel like they're going to be playing a major role in evolving around the integration into the United States and trying to tell people to resist. That's also what I'm getting. I feel like Canada in some way is going to be more actively engaged in behavior that is of the resistant type. And here we have, heading towards the future for Canada, we have here the world coming toward an end. The world that they know it is coming toward the end. They have to learn to now defend themselves. Because they've been so reliant, they need to start to become more self-dependent. It makes sense because we have the reflection, right? You see the elephant here, the protectionist energy. They're seeing the United States in this very protectionist mode. And because of this, we have the First of Cups and we have the Six of Cups. And it's all about building, right? Building up that foundation, but seeing things from a different perspective and allowing the beauty to be taken in. It's represented as Capricorn. You're allowed to see things for what it is, but just always be prepared. And be prepared to build up that wall or to tear down that wall. Be prepared for both opportunities. We also have here as well, we have the Six of Cups, the Five of Cups. And it's saying listen quietly to the mouse. Even when there is no resistance, there is going to be a form of it. And here you also have, as we lead the Fifth of Cups and go into the Four of Cups, we have here seen a new reflection, seen a brand new version of you. The old you, your world that you represented in the prior tense, is no longer going to be the new version of you. Because you let go of those shadows, those karma, the secrets. You allowed yourself to become more balanced, but not lead with curiosity, but lead with strength and perseverance. But you didn't allow yourself to have this sense of optimism and growth. Now you're growing. You're understanding how to become more self-reliant. And because of this, you enter into the supermoon, where it's all about illumination, intimacy, and hyper-awareness, becoming more aware of your surroundings and who and what is your ally, and who's going to be there for you. And because of this, you enter into this era, this period of love and stature, of eroticism, desire, and sex for Canada. And because of this, we have the fourth house, which means going back to its idea, who is Canada really? What does Canada represent? What values does it represent? What are its roots and what is its foundations? And because of that, when it starts to really focus on those things, the country will start to undergo a transition, and it will be further amplified by the total lunar eclipse. And because of all this, we have here the King of Coins. The King of Coins is Elon. Elon is going to try to influence Canada politics, but it's going to fail. And underneath this deck here, we have the Death card. A change, a transition, but it's not the end for Canada. Canada is going to become more of a superpower within its own self. It's starting to realize its own worth. So what is coming? What are some big things coming for Canada? Self-worth. That's what's coming for Canada. Alright guys, I think this is a really good video. I don't think we're going to need any more information on this. We are going to touch upon in another video March 30th, 2025. Until then, I love you. I'll see you all next time. Peace out.